Mohammed Fouad Siraj el-Din. The Ministry of the Interior celebrates, on the 25th of January every year, the Egyptian Police Day, in commemoration of the Ismailiyya epic, in which the policemen stood firm against the British. Police Day falls on January 25th of each year. 2. The celebration of Police Day comes to commemorate the Battle of Ismailiyya in 1952. 3. On the morning of Friday, January 25, 1952, the British commander in the Canal Zone, Exham, summoned the Egyptian liaison officer and handed him an ultimatum that the Egyptian police forces in Ismailiyya should hand over their weapons to the British forces and evacuate the governorate house. 4. The governorate rejected the British warning and conveyed it to the Minister of the Interior, Fouad Saradin Pasha, who approved its position, and asked it to persevere, resist, and not surrender. 5. The British commander in the canal lost his nerve, so his forces, tanks, and armored vehicles besieged the Ismailiyya police station for the same claim, after he sent a warning to the police station warden asking him to hand over the weapons of his soldiers, but the police officers and soldiers refused to accept this warning. 6. The small police department building and the governorate building in Ismailiyya were besieged by 7,000 British soldiers equipped with weapons, supported by their heavy Centurion tanks, armored vehicles, and field guns. 7. The number of besieged Egyptian soldiers did not exceed 800 in the barracks and 80 in the governorate, carrying nothing but rifles. 8. The British used all their weapons to bomb the governorate building, yet the Egyptian soldiers resisted and continued to resist valiantly and courageously. 9. 50 Egyptian policemen were martyred and 80 wounded in the Battle of Al-Samaud. 10. The English General Exham called on his soldiers to give a military salute to the bodies of the martyrs of the Egyptian police upon leaving the building because of their courage and patriotism. Fouad Siraj el-Din Pasha, November 2, 1911 to August 9, 2000, an Egyptian politician and statesman, belongs to the Siraj el-Din family, an Egyptian and ransom family. He is the founder of the New Waft Party. Among its most important figures are Fouad Siraj el-Din, Yassin Siraj el-Din, and Ismail Siraj el-Din, and there is still a heavy presence of this large family in Kafr el-Jarada in Kafr el-Sheikh Governorate. Career. He worked as an agent for the public prosecutor and a lawyer from 1930 to 1935. He joined the delegation body in 1935 and the parliamentary body in 1936 and became a member of the Egyptian delegation in 1946, then the delegation's general secretary in 1949. Minister of Agriculture on March 31, 1942. Minister of Social Affairs, then Minister of the Interior in July 1942. Leader of the Waftist opposition in the Senate in 1946. Minister of Communications in July 1949 in the coalition ministry of Hussein Siri, which paved the way for the 1950 elections. Minister of the Interior on January 12, 1950, and in November of the same year, the Ministry of Finance was added to him. The Waft Party returned to political life in 1978 and became its president until August 9, 2000, when God passed away. His history with arrests. He was arrested in March 1952 in the ministry of Najib al-Hilali and released on July 4, 1952. He was arrested on September 5, 1952 and released in December 1952. He was arrested in January 1953 for 8 months in a military prison. In January 1954, he was tried before the Revolutionary Court and sentenced to 15 years in prison in March 1954. He was released in early 1956. He was arrested in October 1961 for 5 months in Al-Qanadir, Al-Khayriya prison. He was arrested in November 1965 for a week in the military prison. He was arrested in June 1967 for the 24 hours he spent in the Old Cairo police station. He was arrested in September 1981, among the September arrests. His most important works: an agent for Al Ali Club in the 40s, an honorary president for life, and president of the Football Association. He issued the labor laws of 1943, the trade unions law, the individual employment contract law, the Social Security law, and the Employees' Equity law. The law regulating police bodies was issued. He is the owner of the Police Day because of the rejection of the British warning on January 25, 1952. Nationalize the National Bank of England and turn it into a central bank. He issued the illegal gain law. Transfer of gold stocks from the United States to Egypt. Financing the Fedayeen movement in the Canal Zone with money and weapons in the period from 1951 to January 25, 1952. He was behind the delegation's cancellation of the 1936 treaty and the start of the armed struggle movement in the Canal Zone against the British occupation forces. Imposing progressive taxes on large agricultural landowners when he was Minister of Finance in 1950. In the end, I thank Jason for your follow-up. We hope to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button, and do not forget to like. We also await your support through the Super Chat and the Thank You feature.